everyone. This is Korith Landwalker, and this afternoon we're going to be doing some unusual flying in Star Citizen. I'd like to take the opportunity to mention to everyone that right now there is a free flight event happening. That means, well, like it says on the screen, you can play the game for free. What you do is you go to the free flight promotion page. They'll be right on the website. Can't miss it. You'll go to this page here, and you can see you'll be able to fly a few ships right through, well, it looks like all the way to the 25th. You'll be able to fly the Aurora MR, the 100i, the Nomad, the Prospector. Great ships. Great ships all. Once you go to this page, you'll select the little thing here, copy the code, get into the verse, follow the steps down here, except the fact that, I'm logged in as me. Put in the free flight code, and all those ships will become available to you to fly throughout the event. Nice, neat, simple. If everything goes well, in fact, let's see, do I have that actually active here? Let's see. Free fly. Yes. So if you just go to the link that I have there, it'll even include my referral code if you want to do me a solid, if you don't already have an account. You may already have an account. No biggie. It doesn't matter if you already have the account because you'll still be able to use the free fly code. So if you don't have any of those ships, you can get a hold of them. So that's the free flight shill, so to speak. So now we're going to move on to the game. So we'll just swap over here. I'm over in Elroy's at the landing zone of Orison. And boy, I just look thrilled to be there, don't I? Probably because I'm still waiting for service and it just isn't coming. Oh, lest I forget. Another event that's rolling on right now is another iteration of the Jumptown 2.0 event. So if you're feeling like killing other players on a regular basis, or, depending on where you happen to be, a member of an assembly line, and just going into the queue and getting your drugs out and delivering them either to good guys or bad guys, depending on which side of the law you're on, now's the time. And if you're looking for, easy kills, you may or may not find them there too. Of course, you're also likely to be killed. Hey, these things happen. However, that is not the goal of today. Today, we're going to get interesting. Yeah, that sounds a little ominous, doesn't it? And yet, it's 100% true. The basis for today's gameplay comes from the recently introduced medical gameplay in Star Citizen. You see, these days, if you get shot, you may sustain actual injuries as opposed to just having your health go down. Your health will go down. But you may also have, say, an injury to your leg or your arm or your head, and you'll need drugs to try to mitigate the damage until you can get to a hospital or to a clinic or something that can repair the damage. That's right, guys. Just walk around me. Maybe I should walk over to the side here. be polite to oncoming walking traffic. Now, when you take these drugs, and there are drugs that mask the symptoms of those various injuries too. So you can heal your health. You can take a drug to mitigate a concussion or a broken arm or a broken leg or what have you. Handy stuff. But there is a problem with these drugs. You see, if you use too much of these drugs, you'll increase your blood drug level. In other words, you'll potentially incapacitate yourself because you've overdosed on drugs. Now, intriguingly enough, this BDL stuff also applies to something else in game that isn't a medical drug. It's to beer. That's right. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to see the effects of beer. Yes, hello Cap, this is going to be a motion sickness warning for this stream, possibly. Yes. I have picked up 36 bottles of beer. Specifically Smoltz brand beer, not to be confused with Smoltz Light, because I want to be able to get the full impact. That's right, buddy. Walk around. Walk around. Oh, don't point that gun at me. Stupid security guards. So what we're going to do is we're going to down as much of this beer as it takes for me to get completely blotto. And then we're going to see what it's like to walk around with this level of attack. You know, there's a whole big area to walk around me, lady. Sheesh. Music, take one down, pass it around, 35 bottles of beer in the inventory. Now, I do want to point out that there are only two places you can pick up Smoltz beer, to my knowledge. You can pick it up at Grim Hex, at the racetrack, or you can pick it up at the Kelto at Orison off of the Cloudview platform. The bad news is you have to buy each bottle individually. So yes, I individually bought 36 bottles of beer just to do this today. Clearly, I'm insane. Or close enough to it. So, without further ado, I'm going to drag one of these bottles into my hand. And there it is. Smoltz beer. And you can tell that, thanks to the positioning of my hand on the label, I have no idea about the nutritional value of this, but I find it entertaining. Hey, Legend Eternal, how are you doing? How did I get beer? It was easy. They have a nice big barrel of beer at Grim Hex at the racing track, which is where I got my beer. Or alternatively, you can go to Orison, go to Cloudview platform, go to the Kelto that they have there, where you can buy your, t-shirts and guns, and buy bottles of beer. This is the Smoltz beer, not the Smoltz Light. Can't really get a good look at the label here because, my wrist will only turn so far. And we're going to see just, it looks like Blue Moon. Well, maybe Smoltz bought out Blue Moon and took their labeling. It's hard to say. But what's not hard to say is that we can down this beer. And you can see on the lower left part of my screen here, looks like medical pill capsules. And I have already given myself 4.8 intoxication. Now you'll notice that number is ticking back down pretty quickly, so for me to really get the full value out of this, we're going to have to drink at a fairly rapid rate. So we're going to see how much beer it takes for me to get impaired. Tasty, and I'm already at 9%. This is one of the benefits of not using that light beer stuff. That's 2 bottles down. Going for 3. So your beer capacity is 20 to 21 beers before you're fully drunk. Well, that's before my intoxication gets to probably 100%. But, impairment effects may occur well before that. And once we're completely blotto, we're going to grab a ship and take it out. If it's worth doing, it's worth overdoing. So we're at 18%. We're not doing too badly as far as the blood drug level. Now, if I'm not completely blotto before I run out of beer, then there's something very wrong with this game. Fly to Everest and see if you get an FYI. I do like he's littering at Orison. Well, I figured Oh, well, wouldn't you know it? I'm getting ready to say that nobody comes to Orison anyway, and then right there, someone runs right by me. Oh, this is insane. But hey, if you serve beer, you got to expect people to drink it. We are moving ourselves. We should be above 1/4% impaired after this beer. And let's see. So far, I'm still able to move around with complete abandon here. No surprises, no blurry vision, nothing wacky going on. So clearly, I've not had enough to drink yet. See, I'm going to go arrest Korth in the Cuddy Blue. His sentence is writing in a Drake. Man, I don't know, man. I think I'd prefer death. Can I have a capital punishment instead? We are above 30%, and so far, still no real incapacitation. I've downed over a 6-pack now, and we're moving along. Lots and lots and lots of beer. We're at 35%, and still no obvious effects. So far, the beer is not even giving me a buzz. Korth must have been practicing this, which is why his tolerance is so high. No, everything is being done for the first time now, so that my reactions are perfectly natural. That said, I think we can all be glad that bathroom gameplay does not yet exist. Yes, to stay drunk all the time to fly a freelancer. But luckily, never so drunk as to fly a cutlass. Okay, we are creeping close to the magic 50 percentile for the blood drug level. You would think that at 50%, I would start seeing real effects here. Oh, just short of 50. It looks like the effect of the beer is dropping here. I'm not getting... Oh, I seem to have littered this area of beers too much. I better take a few steps over here before I drop more bottles. Drop bottle? Still too cluttered. Boy, how far away do I gotta go? This looks like a good spot. Alright, it looks like we're about to down my second 6-pack. %. We are above 50%. I don't know, does it look... No, it doesn't quite look blurry yet. I don't seem to be having any effects physically yet. So it's time for the next 6-pack. My cutlass is going to have a keg sitting in back when all that becomes an option. Fill the hot tub in the Phoenix with a beer. Remind me never to take you out drinking. You're a hella expensive drunk. Yes, if it's going to kill me from sitting in it, I might as well die from alcohol poisoning instead. Now, really, filling up your Phoenix with beer is lightweight. Oh, what's this? Am I getting blurry vision? Yes, I think I am getting blurry vision. We're at 50% blood alcohol, and I think the vision has become blurry. But we're not done yet. No, you're too much of a lightweight. You go into an 890 jump and fill the swimming pool with beer. That's how you do it. Really, a Phoenix hot tub with it. You can do so much better. Yes, if it's going to kill me from sitting in it, I might as well die from... And, oh good, my timer thing is working great. Apparently that's how much it takes to get you drunk. Well, it might be, because, you know, I'm only at 63% right now. And so far I am only lightly buzzed, it looks like. Let's have another one. I probably should have put a parental advisory on this stream, but I didn't think of it. 67%, and there is definitely blurry vision going on, but I don't seem to be having issues with movement yet. Or am I? No, that's camera issues. No, I don't seem to have any problems with movement yet. Clearly that means I haven't had enough beer. One of the, pretty sure Dakotas have a beer dispensing hat that you wear while driving. I'd believe it. I had one of those in real life once. Beer's bad, okay? Ah, the 90s. To be young again. More beer, and we are crossing the 70%. Blurry vision, but, you know, still standing, still on my feet. And let's see, will this get me to 75? Yes, 75. And I'm wobbling. I am wobbling. Yes, indeed. I think we've hit the numbers. 75%, 18 bottles of beer. I think we can have another one. Oh, hi there, security guard. I'll give myself a little more because I want to make sure that I'm still drunk when I start taking a ship out. Oh, yeah. Oh, for a minute there I thought I was flat out falling down. I don't know if that got in my hand or not. I may be unable to get this in my hand. Nope, there we go. Still room for one more beer. Keep going. If I drink a beer while watching your stream, does it cancel out the blurred vision effects? Well, you know, I'm not sure. Perhaps you should try it. Alright, now that I've completely smashed myself here, it's time to see if I can get myself over... Oh, yeah, look at my walk. You can tell by the way I walk. We're going to grab a ship out because, you know, what's the next best thing to do? Fly. Let's see. Let's grab something that's high performance, shall we? Let's grab... If I can get my hands to stay still long enough. The Super Hornet. Hangar 7. Luckily, my vision is not so shot that I can't read the hangar bay stuff. Hangar 7. Oh, having no trouble getting myself walking straight here. Whee! Probably should drink a beer in the elevator. You know what? You're absolutely right. Oh, we're already there. Have to do it out of the elevator. Oh, wow, I'm so drunk that people look like they're in T-poses. Let's have another. Mmm. 87%. Now let's see if I can make my way towards the Hornet. Ooh, back and forth. Let's see if I can run. No, there's no running here. There will be no running here. I think we can mark this episode as hashtag science, right, Legend? Right! everything's so woozy. But you think this is good? Just wait. God, I wonder how they did the motion cap for this. Now, step one, I do notice that my Moby glass is nice and still mostly sharp reading. Now, we're going to see whether this impairs my flying any.
You are clear to launch.
And considering that I've intentionally done this at Orison where I'd have to go out a hangar door, it'll be interesting to see if I make it out. I might sober up obscenely quickly. Oh man, it looks too bright outside. Having a little trouble with strafing. Oh, already we're off to a great start, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I think we're flying straight ahead at this point. Luckily, third-person view isn't affected, so we should be able to get a good handle on the fact that I am flying mostly straight ahead. Ship is intact, but there we go. I thought I'd brought those up already, but I guess I hadn't. Must be the blood alcohol soaking into my tiny, tiny brains. I do have a good view of my altimeter and velocity, but I'm having a little trouble reading my... Oh, there we go. I'm having a little trouble reading my pitch, but I seem to be doing okay. I'm 85 degrees up, so we're going to increase the difficulty by increasing my speed. And while we're at it, let's put all our power to engines too, because I want that boost to recharge quickly so that I can get out of atmosphere quickly and do the next interesting part. You see, it's not enough simply to fly. You need to fly well. And if you want to see if you fly well, you're going to do a bounty hunting mission, like a VHRT. And then we'll see how much this drug impairment, all this beer has truly impacted me. I can still see my hand on the stick being a little blurry too, so I'm still very, very much intoxicated. For those who have just come in, I have just downed about 20 to 24 bottles of beer in-game to see what it would be like to walk around intoxicated and fly intoxicated. In other words, this is a public service announcement. This stream has been brought to you by the advocacy of the UEE, standing strong so we can protect you, and by Smoltz Beer. Goes down smooth, tastes just as smooth. So we are at 136k up. It won't be long before we hit 150. At that point, I can do a quantum jump. So let's grab ourselves a bounty. And because, you know, there's no abuse like real abuse, we'll take the group VHRT. And always, I'm never so drunk as to forget to take Call to Arms. Should have flown a ship that I can get up to during the 30-minute ride out of Atmo. Well, I hate to break it to you, Cap. I'm already out of Atmo. Just a little less than 30 minutes, don't you think? But I wouldn't expect people who never go to Orison to know these things. Let's kick up that quantum drive. Having no trouble staying on target. I don't know how much of that is atmosphere and how much of it is my, physical impairment. Now, the real entertaining question is going to be whether this will be a mission that is in space or an Atmo. Both of them, and it looks like this one's going to be an Atmo target, so this is going to be an interesting dilemma here, because you really want to be aware of where the ground is. And that sounds like a judgment kind of thing, and gee, beer isn't known for impairing judgment at all, is it? Oh yeah. So it's time to find out just whether or not beer is going to impact my ability to fly a combat mission in atmosphere. We'll kick up our velocity a bit, because I see my intoxication is at 81%, and I'd hate to recover from intoxication before I had the chance to kill anybody. Or be killed, as the case may be. Now, I do seem to be kind of moving around a little bit. I don't know how much of it is my perception or how much of it is... There's Justin. Just in time. Yeah, that was a horrible pun, but sometimes I'll devolve to that. Oh! Lost my target. And I am a little over 2 kilometers above the surface, which means I'm probably going... I am having a little trouble controlling my flight, but some of that might have to do with the fact that I'm, moving at high speed, higher than SCM speed. That does tend to impact your... Okay, well, let's kick off the countermeasures. Clearly, I'm not so impaired as to deal with that. The fact that I can't target anybody right... Oh, you know what? I think that is a problem. I'm not reading the target. I'm reading them as... I'm reading them as minables. I am definitely being impaired. All right, time to kill these pieces of ore. Yes, that's it. Oh, this is even better than I'd hoped. I do think I still see the Valkyrie there. I'm registering hits. I just can't target them right now, and all my other targets look like they're diamonds flying at me. Oh, this is great. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Don't drink and fly, kids. Folks, listen to Cap. Do not go 75+% intoxication and expect good things to happen to you. Because they won't. So, we'll just hop back. Think you'll wake up with a hangover? Oh, I don't know if that blood alcohol translates to revival. I mean, they're basically rebuilding your body from the ground up, so. Besides, I'll be in a medical bed. I'll be able to clear everything out as far as drug impacts and all that. I should wake up in Orison, because that would be my last place where I'd, yeah, here we go. That's a familiar sound. And yet, I'm still not seeing the screen. Again, I'd like to point out that this episode has been brought to you by Smolt Spear. Love it, drink it, don't do it when you're flying. There we are. Medical assistant. I've been regenerated, thank you. I seem to recall having gotten completely blitzed. Probable cause of death, fatal impact vehicle collision. Why yes, that does sound a lot like me. What's my current status? My blood alcohol is perfectly clean. Thank you very much, doctor. I feel like a new man. Let's have a beer. Actually, I'm still waiting for the medical gown. It'll spawn in sooner or later. Whoa. It was like a poltergeist just nailed that walker. Still waiting for the medical gown. They'll spawn in sooner or later. Oh! And now I seem to have just mysteriously perished. Maybe I tripped on a medical gown. Yes, might have to backspace again. I would agree completely because, you know, nobody would be insane enough to deal with the medical beacon in the middle of a freaking hospital. I am not impressed with the doctor's staff here. I mean, seriously, you see someone collapse, the first thing you should be thinking of is, oh, I should get him to a medical bed, as opposed to, I'll just stand around laughing. And now I have the medical gown at least, so, you know, things ought to be working properly. So let's have a beer. It's not going to let me hold on to a beer while I'm in a medical gown, I guess. Undersuits. Where is the old cheapo beacon undersuit? Oh, there we are. Now let's have a beer. Because, you know, I just haven't learned my lesson. Tell you what, guys. Keep the bottle. Oh, there's my invisible corpse. I think I might have gotten turned around. Yeah. Went the wrong way. Now, note about hospitals. A new hospital will be coming into play with the next patch. It will be the Lorville Hospital. So for folks who've gotten used to being able to just respawn in Everest Harbor as your primary spawn point, it ain't gonna happen no mo. Whoa. Was that another one of those walk? I better get out of this hospital quick because apparently there's lethal stuff here. I mean, this place is dangerous. Now, I did mention briefly that you could buy beers over at Kelta, so let me show you exactly where to buy them. Because, you know, insanity is best shared. Now, technically, you could also, if you're really lucky, get served beer by bartenders at the various bars in the game. But given the speed that the bartenders move, your odds of being able to do so in the quantity you need to get blotto, not likely. See, you've got these refrigerators, and you can buy smolts, and all the way down here, they've got smolts light. Heh, lightweights. But you can buy your beers in this cabinet, and then chug a lug. Man, that was hilarious. All those ships appearing as minables, that was hilarious. I was wondering how they were going to simulate the lack of perception and judgment and all that from space, and I have to admit, that was terrific. That beer was good. Let's have another one. Sadly, you cannot... Oh, yes, you can. I was wondering if you could drink while you were walking, and yes, you can. And actually, just for the real giggle value... Okay, bottle... That's right. I just dropped an empty bottle of beer into the atmosphere of Orison. Oh, Crusader, technically. Because, you know, gas giants are the best place to dispose of all your garbage. Let's have another beer. The good news is that I don't have anywhere near enough beer that it's going to take for me to get drunk again. That one didn't slide down. I need a better spot. Okay, here we go. Let's get a little closer, because the place you want to be drinking is right here on the ledge. And there goes another bottle. Yes, because when it comes to keeping yourself steady, standing on the edge where you could fall over and fall into the atmosphere of Crusader, it really feels like the smartest thing a person can be doing. Now, once upon a time, you could actually throw these bottles, and sadly you can't do that anymore, which is a pity, because I'd love to try to have tossed one into that shuttle there. It would certainly be a lot easier to get rid of the bottles. Boink! And there goes another one. Built-in recycling, yes. I mean, it's a gas giant. It's all going to be crushed and all that. There's no environmental hazards to be worried about because, well, the environment you're causing a problem to is basically being crushed into, like, nothing. You cannot imagine the amount of pressure that is being inflicted upon something that goes towards the center of a cloud giant. It's been speculated that at the center of gas giants could very well be diamonds because of the raw amount of pressure being applied. Now, granted, that was kind of theory like decades ago, so for all I know, science may have disproven that, but I like the idea. So, for those keeping track, I am now over 1/4 intoxicated out of over 25% worth of intoxication. Because, well, I'm a moron. But alas, I only have 9 more bottles of beer, so it is unlikely that I'm going to have the same impact as I did from downing the roughly 20 bottles that I had earlier. Of course, it's not like I can't get more. Just saying. And another one down the atmosphere. takes a truly demented mind to be drinking beer, standing on the very ledge of an effectively endless fall. Well, until the pressure kills you. I mean, it's not smart even when you're sane and sober. But when you're at 36% intoxication value, it's probably even less sane. For anyone coming in late here, I am here at Orison drinking beer. We've already seen the effects that 20 bottles of beer can have on a body. Once you get around 70%, 75% intoxicated, you can expect really impaired flying skills, really impaired walking around, your vision is blurry. You know, all the good stuff. The last attempt basically ended with me colliding with a Valkyrie dropship, and that kind of resulted in predictable results. Let's put it that way. My advice? Don't do this. Now, supposedly you get this roughly the same impact if you're overdosed with drugs. If you're hitting too many medical drugs, you will have similar effects. But I'm glad the developers thought, you know what, let's take this up a notch and make sure it applies to using beer and alcohol too. Because you can do this with the liquor at the bars too. You don't have to buy just beer. But again, if you do this at the bars, given the speed of the bartenders, you're likely to be sober again after your first drink before you get your second one. Of course, that presupposes you even get your first drink. It doesn't bode well for the coffee vendors for the next patch. You thought you were having trouble with getting beer? Now they'll have coffee and they'll ignore you with that too. Although you never know. Maybe they have less animation action stuff, so maybe, just maybe, they'll be a little more reactive. It's probably not a coincidence that it'll be in time for the next Invictus launch week, which will happen sometime in May. And here we are, the last of the 36 bottles I'd purchased for this little experiment. And you know what? It's going to be close. I'm at 63%. I don't think it's going to get me to 75, but it might get me to... No, did not get me to 70. Well, that's intolerable. Although my vision is blurry, you'll see that my vision is not focusing perfectly on this map display. But I can still run and walk so far. So yes, what am I getting ready to do? I'm getting ready to buy more beer. Now there is another interesting experiment to do here. Let me back up here and put that into... Oh, this was easier at the bottle bar. Another beer. No, not the light beer. Not the Flood energy drink. Not the Flood energy drink. Smoltz. And get that in inventory. Actually, let's drink them. Drink them down. Let's get ourselves to the official drunk levels. I'm going to hit 70. There we go. Oh, no, that's the undersuit. I need that on. Drop beer. Thank you. And this ought to get me to 75%. The point in which intoxication has a very measurable impact. Now, there we go. Don't mind me. But now we're going to do something else. After I ditch this bottle. Somehow. No, that's the undersuit. You see, there is a drug that should be able to clear this out. So we're going to try to switch this over to advanced. And we're going to up into a drug called Resurgera, which theoretically will remove blood alcohol damage. Except it's not, is it? So apparently, this is not going to work with the med gun. That's alright. I'm not done yet. First, I need another beer, though, because I need to make sure I'm still intoxicated. Yes, it is a good purchase. Here, let me down another one. That put me at 79%, it looks like. Excellent. Good. Let's grab another one just to make it just to make sure. Hope I didn't accidentally buy light beer on that one. See if they'll sell you a gun after you start stumbling. Challenge accepted. Go to here. Go to personal weapons. Let's grab a completely inoffensive gun, like an Animus missile launcher. Just the kind of thing you want a drunk person to buy. Well, that didn't take any effort at all, did it? Having no trouble going straight ahead. Now, my goal is to get to the hospital and grab a med pen with Resurgera and see if that will clear out my rather intoxicated state of affairs. Of course, what I really want to do is get rid of that bottle. There we go. The first challenge, of course, is getting to the hospital. Luckily, I don't have to cross any bridges. Oi, yo, 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 yo. I'll just stumble through the weeds here. I wonder if I'll fall on my face here. Nope. Okay, gotta get across the bridge. I can get across the bridge without falling over the edge, right? There we go. Good me. Good on me. I can do this. I can do this. Pardon me, ma'am. that an open door over there? That looks like an open door. For those who are just coming in, I'm drunk. Well, I'm not drunk. My character is drunk. He's completely blotto. 80% intoxication. But we're going to see if I can fix that.
Hi, welcome.
So what we have over here somewhere is a detox pen. If I can get my cursor to stay on it for any length of time. 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 is good. If I can get the confirm button hit, there we go. Theoretically, this will help detoxify my blood. Theoretically. So, we're gonna... I have no idea if that went in my hand or not. Yes, it did. I've injected myself, and... it didn't do a damn thing. So guess what, everyone? Detox pens are not a way that's going to get you out of being drunk as a skunk. Yes, am I sure it's the right one? Yes, I am. I made very sure of that. This is Resurgera, which tells you it rapidly dispenses doses of the detoxicant Resurgera during emergency situations to help relieve symptoms associated with high blood drug levels. Of course, now that I think of it, it's supposed to relieve the symptoms. So maybe, but no, I am very much still under the symptoms here. I mean, I could understand if it's kept my drug level the way it is. We'll try one more, just to, you know, prove beyond a shadow of a doubt. It ain't doing it. So the next step is we're going to see if the doctor's office can help me. Floor 6, room 5. So I have to get to an elevator. Try to get to an elevator. Floor 6. There we go. Managed to hit the right button there. Now that said, the worst of this may be over by the time I get to the doctor's room because I'm at 74%. Yep, so I'm no longer completely blotto. What I'm having trouble with is figuring out which one of these... Oh, that's 602, so I must be looking for 605. Is 605? No. That's 604, so I guess it's the opposite. Oh, it could be this one. Or not. 608. Then I'm going to assume that this one here is my room. You would think, right? You know, I'm beginning to think there is no 605. They sent me to a room that doesn't exist. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, ow. Okay, so I've caused myself some injury too. Hi, Docs. How you doing?
Do you require assistance?
Oh, yes. I do indeed require assistance. Medical care, please. Well, they've just lopped down. They've automatically lopped down my blood drug level. So I am now sober. I am clean. I am at 100% health again. That just goes to show that these doctors are indeed miracle workers. I don't really need the detox pen anymore. And I think I've already used this one up too, so drop that one. So we have managed to experience life as a drunkard. But you know what? It's not enough. Since we're here, I'm going to see if I can inject myself with as much drugs as I possibly can with my med gun. No, I have a sneaking feeling it's not going to let me do that kind of thing here. Fair enough. Luckily, downstairs, there's a pharmacy. So I'm sure you can guess exactly what my next move is.
Welcome back.
Let's see. This looks like a good drug. Let's buy about 8 of those. In fact,
Nice choice.
let's grab some of these too. You know what? That's still not enough. Let's grab some of the demexitrine too. All right. Now I have a wide variety of various drugs to play with. So let's see what happens when I take one of them. My blood level has gone up to 20 right away. Impressive start. Slap that one in. And we're up to 37. So just 2 drugs have knocked me for a bigger wallop than most of the beer I've had, honestly. In other words, if you're going to drive yourself nuts with intoxication and all that, pharmaceutical drugs are the way to go. You know, that's probably not the right lesson to be taking from this.
Attention, code blue. Emergency triage unit, stand by. Code blue incoming.
There's another one. That's oh, am I having trouble already? Because you know that would be even rougher than the other drugs I've taken. Oh, I guess I didn't have the extra drugs. Okay, that's okay. And there's another hit. But it doesn't seem to have really done a whole lot, does it? I would hate to think that I've hit a limit. But why would we do a thing like that? There we go, we're at 72 already. And we're getting the blurry vision that I got with the wonderful, wonderful beers. That one didn't do anything. You know, sometimes you gotta wonder if, how the game determines the use of the blood alcohol, well, blood drug level stuff. Oh, there's another hit. And there we go. Oh, we're at 90%. 90%. But you know, where would this whole experiment thing be if we didn't take it that last 10%? Here we go, folks. We're going to go for 100% drugs. You have overdosed. Time to revival, 8 minutes, 40-some seconds. Theoretically, that's the length of time it would take for you to actually wake back up. Now, honestly, I don't know if I can inflict 8 minutes of this on the average viewer. I mean, come on. That's just wrong. There I am, lying on the floor, drugged out of my mind. These are the things that happen to you if you don't use drugs as properly prescribed. So if you're getting anything out of this stream today, get this out of the stream. Drink in moderation. Don't do drugs unless your doctor has prescribed them to you. That's a lesson everybody should know. I'm going to take a moment or two, since we're at the halfway mark of the stream, to remind folks that we are in the middle of a free flight event where you can play Star Citizen for free. Don't have to pledge a single thing. Don't have to drop a single dollar. So I'll wake up on my own from this. That's the theory, yes, because it's just a drug overdose. It's not like I killed myself or I got shot and I'm bleeding out or anything like that. This is just, I'm OD'd. So I'm just going to be on the floor until, you know, theoretically 8 minutes from now I wake up. Theoretically. Anyway, free flight event. All you gotta do is just go to the Roberts Space Industries site, go to the home page. In fact, we'll do that right here. Click on where it says 316.1 free flight, say view more. I'm a little disappointed that my timer bot hasn't kicked over for the last God knows how long. The thing's supposed to work better than that. So I'm just going to put it here. If I can learn to type. It's not like I drank the beer in real life or anything. Sheesh. We can click on that link. It'll take you to this page. And you can fly the Aurora MR, the 100i, the Nomad, and the Prospector. You use the free fly code to get the ships by get into the verse. And then you just follow the instructions down there. If you haven't already got an account, you'll need to enlist, which is basically making an account. If you use my link, it'll use my referral code, which I would appreciate certainly, but you know, it's not important. You put in the free fly code that you had right up there. Why they require you to even bother with that step, I'm not entirely sure. What do I know? And apply that coupon, then you can download the game. You'll be able to fly for any of those ships for free until February 25th. So a little under a week. It started technically yesterday or day before. Can't recall exactly. But if you do this, you can experience a good chunk of the possibilities in the game. I highly recommend it. Be aware, however, that this is still an alpha, so bugs happen. Oh, do they happen. So if you're the kind of person who rolls with, yeah, get him a free javelin. Yeah, right. If they had free javelins for referral codes, well, let me rephrase that. I'm not entirely. What is the top referral code? If you get like a zillion different referral codes, then yes, I might get a free javelin. I don't think that's going to happen in my lifetime. Nobody is insane. Yeah, you need 3,000 referrals. And that would be 3,000 referrals who actually pledged to the game. My numbers right now, if you lopped off the 3 off that number, it would be closer to the amount of referrals I have. Hey, Whammo! Star Citizen is basically Australia, the video game. All kinds of exotic bugs and characters to interact with. Oh, that's good. So, let's see. I'm still brain dead out after having taken far too many drugs for my purposes here. I've spent the large part of this stream today drinking beer and then seeing what would happen if I go flying combat missions while blitzed. It was an education. I wonder if I can open my inventory screen while I'm nope. So when you're overdosed, come in and say that, then you alt-tab back to you have overdosed. Well, to be fair, Whammo, I did that on purpose. And that is actual gameplay. It is not a bug. I do admit the timing is entertaining, though. But we're about a little under 3 minutes before, theoretically, I wake up again. And it'll be interesting to see what my blood drug level is at that point. Showing the immersion and true realism of the game. Definitely a fan. Well, you know, I want you just to imagine that after I drank 20-some bottles of beer, imagine what it would have been like if the bathroom gameplay was implemented. How long do you think it would take to get all that out of my bladder? Now, that said, I'm pretty sure I would have been blitzed long before I got to 20 bottles of beer. But, you know, yeah, ooh. But I'm going to be interested to see, you know, the one time Korath would have wished for a Drake ship. Yeah, and nothing of value was lost. Implying that just the bladder is involved there. Well, yeah, we are kind of... I'm figuring, you know, it's beer, so, you know, it's mostly going to be bladder work. If I were having food to go with it, then we would have the other exit. Luckily, that's not in the game. It's not even on the roadmap, so... Puking out the Drake porthole. Fantastic. Well, you know, since the Cutlass doesn't have any actual bathrooms... Except for the Cutlass Red, strangely. Since most of the Cutlasses don't have bathrooms, I'm afraid you're out of luck. But hey, Drake starships are garbage anyway. Nobody would notice the difference. Alright, under a minute to go before I become conscious again. I would like to point out that all this time I've been lying here, nobody's come to help me here. That tells you how popular the Orison Hospital is. I could see that unironically being a Drake ad. Don't drink and drive, unless it's a Drake. Well, you know, the only way I could get in, the only way I could see myself flying a Drake would be to actually be drunk. Or, you know, in real life. That reminds me, once I revive, there's something I need to do to prove a statement I was making earlier. Okay, 1 second. Revival. I'm revived, and I'm still at 99% toxic. So the good news is I'm awake again. I'm conscious. The bad news is I am still blotto. So let's let's work our way, try to work our way to the shuttles. I can do it. I'm upright, right? Ooh. Now let's see, this way. It's a good thing they have rails on these steps over the bridge, because I'm sure I'd go over. Oh wait, there aren't rails on the bridge. I may yet go over. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, I've gotten past the first danger marker. This is the kind of experience you can expect if you're taking too much of the drugs or you've drunk too much beer. Oh, no, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Don't go that way. This could be a very graphic end. We don't want to fall into the atmosphere of Orison, because I will never get out. I am clear. Awesome. Okay, next step. The shuttles. It is making me nervous that there will be a Drake wheelchair introduced after a 25 LTI token here after the hover quad. Well, you know, I can see a Drake wheelchair simply because of the fact that it's using pretty much the same kind of parts for their cutlasses. Okay, I've almost made it. I'm pretty sure that this is the spaceport terminal. I can't really tell because, you know, everything's kind of blurry and I'm kind of wandering, but yeah, spaceport. There we go. True, yes.
The next shuttle is approaching the station.
Oh, perfect timing, perfect timing.
Last call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Thank God for the rails on that one. Here I am, guys. Glad to see ya. You know what? We'll sit down. So far, we are doing a great job on reducing our blood toxicity here. We're at 96%, 96.5% and dropping. I can't really tell how long the trip is going to be because, well, the timer there is blurred. Maybe if I zoom in, 50 seconds ballpark. You know, if the devs really wanted to simulate being drunk, they would arrange it so if you were drunk, they would mix the numbers up. That said, they've done an impressive job just as it is. This is indeed my stop. I will prepare to disembark. Hopefully I'll be able to get out of here before the doors close.
Call for passengers. The shuttle is preparing to depart.
Oh, let's not go over the rail here. Thank God for the railings. Need a Google Voice tie-in so we can call our exes from Moby Glass. The immersion. Yes, drunk. Well, you know, I'm sure that drunk dialing can become a thing with these things.
Mr. Shuttle, not a problem. Another shuttle will be along shortly. I ordered some Skyway shuttle service. More flights means less waiting.
Okay, let's see if we can get on the elevator and get to the lobby. So far, so good. 94% and dropping. Well, 94.5 almost. We can do it! Whoop, that's the side of the elevator. Don't want to go that way. Incidentally, all these side turns going, this is all from being the drunk, because I am hitting the walk forward only button. I am not going left, I am not going right. I am not planning on going left and going right. Hi, security guard. There's nothing wrong with me. That's the kind of person you want waved through customs. Of course, they might be thinking, oh, thank God he's leaving. Wham! Right to the side there. Whoa. Bonk. Life is tough when you're drunk. Or intoxicated. Okay, let's hope I don't go too far to the left there, because, you know, it doesn't look like there's safe railings over there. And I think I'm done with the global chat. Come on, I can do it. I can do it. Get me past the sentry. There we go. Oh, okay, we'll go this way then. %. We're still going down. And we are almost by the ASOP terminals. And apparently, getting to those terminals is a challenge by itself. Made it! So, now it's time to fly again. First, let me do a claim on that Super Hornet that, you know, I had that accident with. And then... decisions. You'll note here that between the letters C and M, there is no D. So for those of you who needed proof that I am presently Drake-free, here it is. Take your screenshot now. No Drake in my inventory. We'll grab the Vanguard Harbinger because, you know, nothing says safety like flying a heavy fighter while you're drunk. I did say 7, didn't it? Yes. Must make my way to the hangar. How about that? Man, hit the button right. So there it is, the Aegis. Oh yeah, I don't think I ever actually repaired it. Oh, maybe I did repair it. For a minute there, I thought I was seeing it in damaged state. I wonder if that was because it was actually just kind of spawning itself in slowly, or if it was because of me being completely blitzed out. I'm gonna be sick when we can all down some wine and cigars on our space yachts. Well, you know, we got the beer. We're halfway there. Oh yeah, let's put a helmet on just for giggles. Oh man, I am so blitzed. There we go, cheap helmet. And now my BDL level is even more easy to read. Yeah, it seemed to hurt myself somewhere along the line, but, you know, it's amazing. It's amazing I haven't hurt myself worse. Your character looks like he's about to go invest in some NFTs. Okay, let's even that out. Huh, that's interesting. I was doing the group bounties, and 2 of my group bounties apparently are dead. Unless that's telling me how many I've killed, but I thought it was how many I had. So somebody must have, you know, bumped into one of my targets and killed them. Thanks, dudes! Actually, let's go heavy into engines at the moment. Power up the engines. Having a little trouble controlling the ship. Quite possibly because I'm blitzed. Oh, your target was drunk and high-fived an asteroid. Well, one of my targets died, I'm pretty sure, because I collided into him. But we got plenty of room otherwise. Now, the thing is, I'm not entirely sure which of the targets are still active, because these days, your Mobi-Glass link is less than helpful. It does seem to be pointing at this location, because I actually see a name there as opposed to target location. So I'm going to assume that my last target here is over here at Selin. I'm not surprised to see Yella wiped out. For all I know, they were sitting there, jumped down. Alright, cleaning calls. Have fun rest of my stream, which is definitely looks like you'll be in this state. Thank you, Ammo, for stopping by and saying hello. Always glad to have you in stream and saying, basically enjoying the day. You know what? My steering seems to be a little off here. Again, not sure if that's effective the intoxication or if it's just something else. But I'm inclined to believe it's the intoxication. For those who have missed the stream thus far, we've been experimenting in an alternative lifestyle, for lack of a better phrase. Started out drinking 20 plus bottles of Smoltz beer to demonstrate what it's like to be intoxicated and flying while intoxicated. Then, to demonstrate it was possible to do that with drugs, I went to the hospital at Orison, cleaned out their pharmacy, and injected myself with everything they had, which rendered me unconscious, and eventually I finally woke up, still 99% blood drug level. You gotta be down below 75 before things don't go completely shot on you. The vision was still a little blurry at that point, but you're not completely wrecked at that point. Oh, let's get some more speed here. And I am losing my pitch. Apparently, I'm just not going to be able to go with speed without leveling off, which is annoying. I don't know how much of it has to do with being intoxicated, or how much of it has to do with it being, you know, atmosphere. But far be it from me not to try. It does take a while to get out of atmosphere, and depending on the ship you're taking, it could take even longer. The first ship I took out of here was the Super Hornet. It got me out pretty quickly. The Vanguard, while it's kind of aerodynamic... Oh, my landing gear is still down. No wonder I'm not aerodynamic. Apparently, the in-game intoxication is doing a wonderful job on my real-life observational skills. Yeah, now I've got a much more stable flight. Who'd have thunk it? It's almost like wings made a difference. In any case, I need to be 150 kilometers above wherever zero is in order to activate my quantum drive. Now, I did take a little bit of time. One of the reasons I was in Orison in the first place, aside from, you know, planning the stream, was that I wanted to replace the ballistic weapons on my front with laser cannons, because the Vanguards have a very specialized group of weapons on their front four. So I went to Cousin Crow's, which is located on the Providence platform, and purchased laser cannons. And that way I don't have to worry about running out of ammo. Because if there's one thing I hate in the middle of a pitched fight, it's running out of ammo. What can I say? I'm not a fan. So we are about a little over 30k away from breaking Atmo. Or at least being high enough in it that I can jump out. Now, when I get myself to 200 meters a second, that means I'm going roughly a kilometer every 5 seconds. Getting closer to 3 seconds, if I can... Okay, I guess that's asking an awful lot out of my thrust. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make 300. Well, we're at 135 kilometers now, so... And no, that is not a question of me misreading the altimeter. On some ships, it has trouble with that extra digit. Some ships can handle it, some ships can't. I think that's something they're going to need to look at some point when they're redoing heads-up displays. And that'll happen at some point because the popular rumor is that one of the things they'd like to do is have manufacturer-specific heads-up displays, which will be pretty cool. Of course, it'll also have its downsides, but, you know, we're not going to get into those downsides right now. 3,000, 2,000, 1,000 meters. And quantum travel is now available. Unfortunately, my quantum travel is right through the freaking, Oh, right, there's an orbital marker I need to hit first. I'm focusing so much on my target destination that I wasn't looking at the intermediate steps along the way. I'm still above 75% blood level. So this fight is likely to be just as entertaining is the fight against that Valkyrie earlier. Let's even out my power distribution now. I'll take a second to move target status and self status. We'll make you comms and make you power. Another thing I'm hoping for one day is that that'll actually save your positioning for your heads, for your multifunctional displays. 79%, well, 79.8. We're not far from being able to see targets as they really are, theoretically speaking. Unfortunately, it's too late. It's more drunk flying fighting time. Now, when I was going up against the Valkyrie earlier, all the targets were untargetable. They had become basically the, you know, the diamonds you see when you're doing rock mining? The little gem icons? That's what were attacking me. It was great. I loved it. The devs were really on the ball on that one. Now, the smart man would take his time on the approach so he might get his blood level closer to normal. But we're not gonna do that. After all, what kind of entertainment would we be seeing if I were sober? Detoxified. Okay, neutralized marker. There's the target. Let's see if he stays a target. Vanguard Warden. He is still a target. Well, we kind of helped the odds in my favor here and chucked missiles at him before engaging the actual fight. After all, the missiles aren't drunk. Okay, technically I'm not either because, you know, blood intoxication. Yes, yes. Closer. Closer. You're mine! Unfortunately, it didn't kill him. Oh, it's a good thing. Oh, it's a good thing he blew up there because we were heading right at each other. Bounty assignment complete. Oh, I think someone else just. No, I think someone either rammed into me or hit the ground. I'm not entirely sure which. However, I did lose a portion of my back end there, like one of my thrusters. So let's try one more bit of insanity. Landing. Yes, it's not enough for me to do all this stuff. I need to be able to land too, but I'm not entirely sure there's anywhere. Oh, the research outpost I might be able to. I do have to get myself back up though, don't I? With any luck, I'll be able to get high and get to the landing pad and be able to... Oh, you know what? Actually, I have a better idea. Port Olisar. That way I don't have to worry about competing with gravity. Yeah, the drunk attitude is still happening because I have a little trouble keeping myself on target. Of course, admittedly, it could be because I'm missing a thruster. Port Olisar theoretically is right over there. And I believe the worst of my intoxication will be over by the time I start trying to land, because we are at 75.40 and dropping. I would consider that a very, very good sign. Having that server lag that happens when you get near a space station for the first time. No. Oh, good, I hit the right thing after all. That was completely accidental.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Alright, so all I gotta do is not crash. We'll see how likely that is momentarily. And for the sake of everybody, we will auto land. Because the last thing we need is for me to manually try setting this thing down. Yeah, kind of tore up the back of that particular engine pretty badly. But I am set down.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant step.
So let's do the refuel, rearm, repair thing here. It looks like somebody didn't remember to put their landing gear down on their Cutlass. That must be one of the folks coming in for the free fly. Ship is repaired, so let's hop on out. Now I'm no longer having issues with walking. Everything's still a little blurry, but for the most part, I am moving on my own. I'm no longer staggering around like a drunken rat, mostly. We'll just stand behind this guy and see if he notices me. Excuse me. Well, he can't be that new of a guy if he's wearing that armor. And we'll store the Harbinger because it did its job. Now that I'm in a kind of a brief pause state here, I would like to take the opportunity to point out that we have, in addition to the free fly that's currently ongoing, we've got a little something else rolling right now too, and that would be Jumptown 2.0. And basically what's happening here is pretty straightforward. There's a history behind Jumptown and all that, but the big thing here is that there's a little outpost, and it's not necessarily Jumptown, because it might actually be somewhere else. I think right now, though, it's Jumptown. And what you want to do is you want to take this mission that will ask you to collect a bunch of drug boxes. And if you're doing it for the law, you'll drop it off at Port Olisar or other appropriate location. It'll tell you where. If you're a criminal, it'll ask you to take it to Grim Hex. And I'm kind of certain that Grim Hex is the endpoint of all the criminal ones. I'm just not 100% sure. Yeah, all contraband must be taken to Grim Hex. Ta-da! So as it says here, you go into your mission manager. It's either on the general or the personal tab, depending on which side you're on. And which side you're on depends on if you have a crime stat or not. I think it depends on if you have a crime stat or not. If you're on the bad guy's side, you probably have a crime stat. Go to the lab, grab the contraband off this dispenser. It says it pops out one every 30 seconds, so you know. And it'll happen at various times during the week. This is all in UTC, so you will have to do your own calculations as to when they happen. But 16-hour event, that means that the event here, when it ends, will practically start over again in the new location right away. Just saying. Also, over the next week, there's going to be the Nine Tails lockdown event going, because that basically involves the pirate gang of the Nine Tails putting a blockade around a space station somewhere. And depending on who you get along with, you're either trying to help enforce the lockdown or break it. So, you know, we have some interesting things happening during this free flight. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Apparently, my blood drug level is affecting my ability to click the right buttons on my Stream Deck. Oh, technically it's my computer, because I don't actually use a Stream Deck, but whatever. So right now, since I'm a, pure as a driven snow kind of guy, if I wanted to do the Jumptown event, I would go to this priority tab, grab confiscate contraband. It says that it's at the facility on Yella, which is Jumptown. We go there, we grab as much contraband as we can get, and you deliver it to Olisar. Sell it off, make money. It's that simple. Now, if you're a bad person, you'll have a priority tab here, and it'll be roughly the same kind of dialogue, except, criminally inclined, and you'll be dropping off at Grim Hex, the favored hub of scum and villainy in the Stanton star system. Okay, let's grab a single VHRT if I can. Here we go. And we'll just rock with that to wrap things up for the stream. I will take well... No. I spent the money on the Harbinger guns. I should at least try to do it when I'm less physically impaired. Everything is still kind of blurry, but the blur is not bad. It's kind of more of a haze. So it bodes well for fighting this bounty. And the blood toxicity levels blah, 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 is moving at a pretty good rate downward. Certainly it feels like it's going faster than it was earlier. Keep in mind that when I recovered from my initial intoxication, it put me at 99.99%. So we have lost 1/3 of my impairment. Now, once it gets down below, I'm not sure if it'll be below 60 or below 50, I should be able to function more or less perfectly at that point. I do think that the beer should have a faster rate of effect on you, but, well, it is what it is. Looks like this guy is going to be another Atmo mission, so, good times. We'll spool up the quantum drive and get ready to rock. Come on. There we go.
Thank you, and please visit again.
Please visit again, preferably when you're sober. Oh yeah, I forgot all about the landing gear. Thank God the computer remembers, because I did. What that guy with the Cutlass forgot to do with the going down, I forget to do going up. Given the choice, mine is better. %, still fairly intoxicated. This time, we're not going to bother throwing missiles at them. We're just going to try to take them out with the guns. And I'm already getting contacts, which is a disturbing sign. There's Josh flying a Valkyrie. Well, Valkyries are tough little ships, but Vanguards are pretty tough by themselves too. The real danger is steering the ship, because I'm still not 100% sure that I'm at 100% effectiveness flying, even with my vision being improved. Yeah, let's not be taking the missile hits. I'm not going too fast either. I'm trying to stay with SCM speed. Oh, I'm being shot at. It looks like I'm going to have to deal with the escorts before I can deal with the big guy. Unfortunately, I'm having a little bit of trouble with my maneuvering. And more missiles coming my way. Flying this thing in an atmosphere is proving to be difficult. That said, I have messed up that Gladius quite a bit. Who are you? Freelancer miss. Well, I don't want this guy getting on me, so I might as well finish him off quickly if I can. Really having trouble staying on target. And I don't know if it's because of the fact that I'm flying in Atmo, or if it's because I'm still impaired. It could go either way. Let's try to hit him with everything. I tend to save my ballistics, but I might need the help. Okay, that's one down. Unfortunately, I think that my main opposition might be closer to me than I want to think about. No, he's still 12 away. Oh, I'm taking serious hits here. Whoa! That came a little too close. I'm taking far too many hits. I may very well be in Orison again shortly. Oh. Oh, you're not getting away from me that easily, buddy. Oh, it's a Drake Buccaneer, huh? All right, wise guy. Okay, fine. If Gladius wants to get me that badly, if he wants his turn, I will accommodate. Presuming that I can actually, stay on target. Oh, I think my life expectancy is dropping by the second. I just cannot get myself on target. The guy handed the Vanguard is taking a beating. But I think it's going to be taking too much of a beating. I'm missing half my ship. Okay. Buccaneer. I just cannot keep this guy on my guns. There we go. I think I'm scoring some hits. Oh, amazingly, I am still alive. Meanwhile, that Valkyrie has just been sitting there, waiting for me. If you'll note here on my MFD and out here, I'm missing roughly half of my ship. This is not what you would call an ideal situation. Blood drug level 58.6% and dropping. So, you know, we could have some good times ahead. I'm really tempted just to say missile this guy and be done with it, but I went into this with guns and I'm bloody well going out of it with guns. That said, I'm not entirely sure about the range of the Valkyrie's weapons, so I better start planning ahead. Seven kilometers in closing. 6 kilometers in closing. 4.5. 4. 3.5. 3. For heaven's sake, when can I start shooting this guy? Now, the nice thing about the Valkyrie is they maneuver about as well as I do. So, ironically enough, the biggest, baddest guy was also the easiest guy. Okay, back to Port Olisar and fixing this thing up because, man, I done broke my ship. 57% blood drug level. It's quite possible that by the time this is all over, I will be fit as a fiddle. Well, relatively fit as a fiddle. The way I see it, the amount of money I got for that bounty should just pay for the amount of repairs I'm going to need. I done broke my ship. Yeah, the problem with jumps to Olisar and other orbital stations is that sometimes they don't jump you actually to the station. I can't explain it, it just is. And getting some server lag. Alright. Land this puppy and fix it up. And try not to crash. Oh, for heaven's sake. There we go. Stupid quantum drive.
proceed to sign landing bay.
Why, thank you. I think I will. Of course, it's at the exact...
Please come to an immediate halt and hold for your vessel to be scanned.
As long as they're not scanning me for drug use, because, well... I did a little bit of drinking and flying. And, well, that's a sadly... Well, you know, all good things must end. And you know what? That feels like a great place to wrap things up for the day. Not the way I would have expected to finish up, but, you know, it is what it is. So, there you have it. Star Citizen and what it's like to fly intoxicated and drunk. One more reminder. Thank you, Cap. One more reminder, we do have a free flight going. It is, and if you don't have an account already and want to try doing all this stuff, if I've impressed people that much, go ahead and make an account at the link that's listed right here. It'll auto-populate my referral code, in theory. And give Star Citizen a try yourself. It's free until the 25th. How could you possibly pass it up? I mean, if you're watching the stream, chances are you probably are already playing. But just in case. I will be streaming again next Saturday, 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. It'll be more Star Citizen. I don't know if Jumptown 2 will still be going on. I'm pretty sure Jumptown 2 will still be going on. Maybe I'll get involved with a little bit of that. Maybe. It could happen. I will also be streaming on Wednesday night. I'll stream Star Trek Online. That happens at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern to approximately 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern. And since I have some free time on Monday, there is likely to be an previously unannounced stream at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and it will probably involve Viking-like individuals. I mean, gee, if it's one of my unscheduled streams, it's not too hard to predict what I'm going to be doing. But feel free to stop by there if you have nothing better going on in your Monday afternoon. Or I guess late morning, depending on your time zone. I would like to thank you all for joining me today, whether you were here live, watching this on Twitch, or you're watching this video on demand, also on Twitch or on YouTube. Always glad to have people stop by, say hello, and I hope you enjoyed the stream today. This is Korath Landwalker, signing off.